Hey guys, so I am super happy to be back with you guys, talking, engaging, hanging out, all that good stuff. So I wanted to touch base on something that has been coming up lately, and basically I want to give you guys like a life update. And this is a question that has been coming up more frequently with the followers that have been following me since like forever. So I've been on YouTube for the longest time. It's so crazy. I never in my entire life did I ever think that I was going to be on YouTube for this long, nor did I ever think that I was actually going to come back. But it's definitely something that God has placed in my heart to do. The most frequent question that's been asked to me is, Steph, what have you been up to lately? What's new? What's been going on? I think that the last time that I was super active on YouTube was 2014, guys. That was 6 years ago. So crazy. I can't believe that much time has really gone by. A lot has changed since that year. A lot. Now, if you want to check out my testimony on how I became a Christian, how I encountered Jesus, I'll link that down below in the description box and you can check it out. I'm not going to go into the full spiel in this video just because I've already dedicated a whole video to it. So if you want to check it out after this, you're more than welcome to. First of all, I need a tea break. But really, I want to show off this really cute mug that I got at Target. Look at how cute it is. And so inspiring. I have a whole collection of mugs. It's crazy. I have like 3 shelves filled with mugs. Like I don't even know where else to put them, but I had to get this one. The one thing that would make this mug absolutely perfect is if it was bigger, because it's so tiny. I like 2 to 3 cups worth of tea in my mugs, and this only gives me like 1. So but I couldn't pass it up. It was just too cute. So it's now home where it should be. Around the time that I stopped making videos on YouTube was the time that I found the church that I've been 100% like dedicated to. Really quick, I'm gonna tell you how I found the church. Actually, somebody who was following me, her name is Diana, who lived in the same city that I do. I live in Chicago. She was going to this church, and I had gone to a Hillsong worship concert, which was my first ever worship concert that I'd ever gone to. So I posted up a picture, and she tagged the church. She said, hey, you should check out this church. Everyone's on fire for Jesus. And so I clicked on it, and I realized that they were doing water baptisms, which was the only thing that drew me to the church, because I wasn't looking for a church. I grew up Catholic, and I wasn't a devout Catholic in any kind of way. I never really wanted to be a part of the church, but I knew from reading the Bible that I wanted to get water baptized. So I decided to check it out. I just knew that on my first day there, I'm like, I have to be here. The leaders that were making announcements and everything were talking about like life groups and teams and joining a team and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to have friends. I was never a part of a community like that. So being in the same building with people who love Jesus, who worship Jesus with like through music and so many other ways, like it just was, I was in awe, to be quite honest, and kind of mind blown. And so I joined a life group, and some of you may call it a small group, but it's basically like a Bible study or a gathering outside of church during the week or weekends so that you can build relationships. Just keeps you really encouraged and uplifted and refocuses you to what the Word of God tells you. So it's great to be a part of a community like that. So I joined a life group, and then I joined a team, and I honestly never really knew what I was saying yes to, and I see now with more clarity as to why God really wanted me to be there. So because a lot of my life revolves around the church, a lot of this is going to be about the church, just so you know. It's a forewarning. So it's been through the church that I have really had so many amazing opportunities come up in my life. So many amazing relationships and friendships, really genuine ones. So much networking for even my business as well. So when I was doing videos, I was working at Sephora, and then I transitioned from Sephora to an office job, an admin job. And I was there for 2 years, and I realized that I really don't like office work. There are certain things that I like about it, like the organization, like the highlighters and the pins, little paper clips and like, you know, thumbtacks and stuff like that. All that stuff, I like that. But when it comes to being in an office, like 9 to 5 every day, it's just, to me, I just can't. It doesn't allow me to have a creative outlet like I want to, and I don't think I was just cut out for that. Some people are, and that's totally fine, but for me, I just knew, I'm like, okay, I don't think I can do this. I had a really encouraging boss at the time too. He was so amazing. He knew that I was, you know, at the time doing makeup videos, and that I really loved to do makeup, and he really encouraged me to pursue my passion. I had left Sephora, and because I just couldn't stand the retail world anymore. I had been working in the retail industry for like the longest time, since like my early 20s, and I just felt like, man, I just need to change so bad. So that's why I went into the office world, and I prayed about it. I gave it to God, and I was like, Lord, like, you know my heart, you know the plans that you have for me, like, just direct me in the way that you want me to be directed. I got into freelancing. I was working with an amazing company for a few years that did freelancing work for brides. Well, I mean, they did event makeup as well, like makeup for anything basically, but their main clientele were brides. And so I have worked with so many brides, so many bridal parties, and it has been such a blast. I'm no longer with the company, however, I am doing my own thing in freelancing now, and it's been absolutely such a blessing for me. I don't feel like it's any kind of work. Like, I honestly leave a job and I feel like, I can't believe I got paid to do that. I really wanted my my path, even when it came to my career, to be so aligned with God's will, that he just opened not only just this small door, but like it was like these huge double doors, and abundance amount of stuff just like whoosh out, you know. Like I can't believe it, you know, and I can't believe I was so scared of going back to it, because I was really afraid of like failing and not being good enough, and thinking like there are just so many other more talented makeup artists out there, like that industry doesn't need me anymore. I'll just do something that's more comfortable and like that is more consistent. I mean, insecurity shouldn't stop you from pursuing what it is that you love to do, and I'm seeing that now, and I do still have insecurities, but I'm thinking a little bit differently based on my experiences of stepping out of my comfort zone and seeing just like the fruit that comes out of it. I feel like when it comes to YouTube, there were a lot of reasons I left, and I'll just name just a few of them. One, I got really busy with church life and with work and everything, that I was just like, YouTube it was a priority, and it just started to fall down. Over the years, I'm sure you guys have seen, there's been such a switch up when it comes to the YouTube like beauty community. It's just a different vibe. I think that the community has gotten really just focused more on materialism and vanity and competition and comparison and like gossip. I got discouraged by that, and I thought, you know, it's not what it used to be, because I feel like it started off as just something fun, like a hobby. For those that were a professional at the time, they really wanted to show others just like how to do their makeup. And this is how I learned how to do makeup. I learned through YouTube. I had my favorite YouTube gurus like Fabionet X3, X Sparkage, Peacherlude, who else? Makeup by Ren. There have been so many people that really made such an impact on me as an artist, and who really helped shape the artist that I am today, and I'm super grateful for it. I think it started off as something very genuine and humble and just like a fun thing, and it started turning into something that was just like, I don't know, like toxic things started coming into this environment. So that was really something that kind of turned me off, and just kept me from wanting to really invest in this. These past few years where I felt really God was pressing on me to like really invest. And the one thing that he told me that has changed my perspective on it is that he said, I'm not asking you to come back to conform and be something that you're not. I'm asking you to come back to be who you are, who I've created you to be, and to just be different. And those that will love you for you are gonna follow you, because that was another thing, is like, well, the audience has changed. Like, what if, you know, what if I'm not enough for those people? And the thing is that I feel like the enemy always comes in and tries to question your worth. That's the thing, is that in Christ we are more than enough. And so I felt like God is just like, you're more than enough. People will believe that you're genuine. You know, they'll see that you tell the truth and that you are who you are, because it comes from a place of humility and just realness, basically. He's just really placing a lot of like bigger dreams in my heart, and there's just so many areas that are very like uncharted waters that are kind of scary, but he's asking me to go deeper, and I'm just going to expand what it is that he has placed inside of me. And I'm really going to trust that he's going to really bring everything and into its fullness, and that he's going to supply the resources and the connections that I need in order to make everything happen. I am so grateful for how gracious and gentle he is with me, because he knows me better than I know myself. So he already knows, like, all right, I already know how she's gonna react to this. If I just bring it to her and show her, she'd be like, nah, I'm good. But what he does is he gently nudges me to it. So I'm really excited to see even just what this year brings. I know that this year didn't really start off very great, because I did question. I'm like, God, I'm like, you put all these ideas in my head and like all these new dreams in my head, and you're like, this is the year we're gonna do it. And then like this whole freaking Corona thing happened. Like, what is happening? But he is just like, this isn't a time to slow down. This is a time to keep pressing forward. And so I'm like, all right, we're gonna keep pressing forward. And it doesn't look the way that I thought it was gonna look, but guess what? He's gonna make something great happen out of this. I really fully believe that. Through the church, a lot of new opportunities have really come up in my life that I probably wouldn't have gotten had I not been going to the church that I go to now. A great opportunity in my career that happened was that I actually have gotten to do the makeup of Christine Kane, who, for those who are Christian, you know that she is one of the most influential Christian leaders and pastors of our generation. My pastors are very well connected with her and with so many other pastors that are very well known. Through the church, I have joined a life group, like I mentioned earlier, but not only have I been in life groups, but I now lead my own life group, and I've led Bible studies, and just I've led groups of women into the Word of God and into different activities, and just sort of opening my home up for women who are trying to find community. The light keeps changing in this video because the sun keeps going in and out, so I'm really sorry for that change up. I'm sorry. I have gone from being a part of a team to now being the overall coordinator of the team. I feel like God has really just pulled out so much inside of me, and it's still continuing to do so, because I don't know everything and I'm not like the perfect leader or anything like that, but I definitely know that there are things that have been placed inside of me that are now just starting to come out. I'm naturally very introverted, and so for a shy, passive, introverted person to be called a leader and lead teams and all of that, it's just like only God can do something like that, because I'm like, I've never in a million years thought that I would ever be leading a team, nor have I ever thought of myself as a leader. But one life-changing thing that my pastor said to me back in 2015 was, if you are a follower of Christ, you're a leader in this world. And I was just like, what? I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm a leader? What? I'm a leader. Okay, if you say so, God. Back in 2017, God really called me to step even further outside of my comfort zone. So that year I ran the Chicago Marathon. My church and I partnered with World Vision, who they help provide clean drinking water for children and families that don't have access. And then a month after that, I went on my very first mission trip to Thailand. See, I am not the type of person to ever think like, Stephanie, you know what? I'm a bucket list. I really want to like run a marathon and like go to Thailand. No, never. It is all because of God. Like, I was following Jesus there. Like, he was the one who was leading me there. And I'm so grateful that he did, because that mission trip, that very first mission trip, changed my life. It broke me in ways that I didn't even know I could be broken in. And I have a whole video dedicated to my testimony of my first mission trip to Thailand, which I'll link down below as well. I met the most amazing people that I went there with on team from our church, and also met the most amazing team out there, Empower International, which they have such a special place in my heart. Like, what they do out there is absolutely incredible. We got to work with orphans, and we were in Bible schools teaching kids Bible stories and putting on skits, and like going out and like evangelizing and doing outreach stuff. And so yeah, it's just been like absolutely incredible work. And after that first mission trip, I've been on 3 so far. So after that, I went to Peru in 2018. I went to Iquitos, Peru, and it was incredible. Like, anywhere where there's children, I'm like so happy, and we get to work with so many children. I was able to go back to Thailand this past year in 2019 in the fall, and that was, I mean, I wouldn't say it was better than the first one at all, but it wasn't worse than the first one. It was incredible in its own ways, because we had a whole different team and just went to different places. It was just a whole different experience, and I was there for like 2 weeks. I obviously no longer live at my mother's house like I was living for all those years in my 20s. Yeah, I have my own apartment. That's my couch right there with my pillows, and I have like a bedroom and a bathroom to myself. Like, I have a kitchen, I own pots and pans. Like, I'm a grown-up. I'm an actual grown-up. Like, a lot of you guys have seen me grow up. I've been making videos for like 10 years, actually longer than that, because I had deleted all of my videos. I first started YouTube when I was like 21. And somebody recognized me at the mall, and they didn't say anything to me then, but they messaged me and said, hey, I just wanted to say I saw you at so-and-so mall, and I didn't want to say hi or anything like that, but I just want to let you know. And after that, I was like, no, people are gonna recognize me? Heck no. And I was working, who was I working? I think I was working at like Petco or something, because at the time nobody was making YouTube videos. Just the thought of people finding out you were making YouTube videos at the time, it was such an uncomfortable thing, because they're like, what are you doing again? Because nobody knew about this whole YouTube beauty community world. And you guys have seen me through my most ratchet phases. I went through some crazy times. There was a lot of things that went on behind the camera that y'all didn't know about, that I'm like, dang, my life is a hot mess. And I'm not perfect now. Like, I won't say that I'm not ratchety sometimes, or like petty sometimes, or anything like that, but I'm definitely not the girl that I once was. I think a few people have actually said this, but one person in particularly, like, I think it was like last year or something, commented on a video and was like, I miss your old ratchet self. And I was like, what? It was just so funny. But I'm like, guys, like, a lot changes in 10 years. I love who I once was, and I will always go back to those videos and laugh at them, and so will the people in my life. But I definitely love the woman that I am today. And just because I'm a Christian, and like most of my life revolves around church and Jesus and God and, you know, my spirituality and stuff, doesn't make me any less of a fun person. I don't know, I'm just not as bad, you know? I used to be bad, and That's okay. That was cool for the time. That was cool for the season. But I'm no longer that. I'm a little bit more pulled in. Like, it's okay, you know, like we all grow up and we change. For the people who know me personally, they know that I'm still low cray, and I can say the most out of pocket things sometimes and do some out of pocket things. But, you know, Jesus, he reels me in. He reels me in. What else has changed? My brother had a baby, so I'm an auntie, or I'm a titi, I should say, because he calls me titi. My little baby nephew, I love him so much. He's a year old. He'll be 2 years old this August. That has been one of the biggest joys of my life. For those who have nieces or nephew, you know, it is just unlike anything else. It honestly feels like you have your own child. So I had a baby. I had a child, is basically what I'm saying. Let's see. I'm still single. Not that I didn't mingle. You know those situations where, you know, like God is saying, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And you're just like, but maybe, but if only, let's just see. I've had a few of those. I definitely would love to do videos on singleness, because I feel like God has brought me to a season of full contentment, and just he has really taught me a lot through my singleness with him, and how to be content with only him. There's so many things to learn during singleness, so I would say don't rush that season. You will never get it back. Yeah, this lighting is so bad. I hate it, but you kind of have to work with what you got, you know. What I can say is that I'm very happy right now. I'm filled with a lot of joy and contentment and peace in my life. That doesn't mean that I don't have like hard days, and like days where like I feel like really down or a little depressed or lonely or whatever it may be. But I think that God is really, through these years, he has built up my resilience against, you know, those sort of feelings. And it's not easy. It's it's hard, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes commitment, and it takes endurance to do that, to push through the hard times. I just keep reaching out for Jesus. Like, honestly, Jesus is the reason why I can be optimistic, why I can feel joyful in times where it doesn't really make sense for me to be. He's the reason why I feel peace. Being in an intimate relationship with God has really helped grow me in the way that he has grown me over these past years. I'm just so grateful that I really planted myself into a church community, because it really has been very life-changing for me in so many ways. I'm just really happy, and I'm really grateful, and yeah, that's it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this life update, and I hope that everyone else is doing well. And if you have any prayer requests or any questions or anything that you still have for me, please feel free to ask me, or to let me know. That's it. So I will talk to you guys very soon. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.